everyone, you're watching Player Review Team channel. In this video, we're going to talk about Leicester legend Jamie Vardy and just how good he is. We'll also cover Bruno Guimaraes, and as usual, we'll compare both cards with a few alternatives. It's going to be insightful, so don't go anywhere. Let's start with the fact that Vardy's card is truly legendary. It gives the same chemistry as any icon, so keep that in mind. Jamie features his own unique body type, stands at 179 centimeters, and has 4-star skills with a 5-star weak foot. We recommend the finisher as the best suited chemistry style. Among the play styles, the highlights are the golden low-driven shot technical and quick step plus. Most importantly, Vardy comes with the advanced forward plus role, which is extremely effective for a striker. What immediately stands out about Jamie is his explosive acceleration thanks to quick step. In other words, his speed boost is top tier and absolutely essential for this card. It's not just that the card won't reach its full potential without speed boost, it's also because Vardy lacks rapid, which means he regularly gets caught over longer distances. This becomes especially noticeable when receiving the ball while already on the move. In those moments, upgraded TOTS cards can close him down in just 2 strides. However, when Vardy receives the ball first and then triggers speed boost, catching him becomes much harder. Plus, his model is fairly sturdy and he has press proven, which also helps. Again, sometimes speed boost lets him break away from tight central defender marking, like in this clip here. Simply put, when using this card, your focus should be on catching center backs on the move, bursting into open space, and finishing with a powerful low-driven shot. Also worth mentioning, Vardy has nearly maxed out shot power, so he can easily beat goalkeepers even with straight-up power strikes. For example, look at this finesse shot just outside the box, even though the card doesn't feature the finesse shot playstyle. As you can see, that doesn't stop him from producing quick finesse animations around the box or especially inside it. That said, his main weapon remains the low-driven shot. Power shot is more of a placeholder. Going back to this moment, you'll see a low-driven hit straight at the keeper that still results in a goal. This isn't a fluke, but a consistent trend. When you go one-on-one, you don't have to overthink it. Just hit it low-driven, because the shot often breaks the keeper's animation. Now, what we personally felt was missing is the trivela, which tends to trigger automatically inside the box. For instance, in this case, he uses the inside foot, making it easy for the keeper. If the card had trivela, the animation would have been different and likely harder to save. Of course, you can still trigger trivela manually, especially from outside the box, but since he lacks the trait, you'll want to get a bit closer before pulling the trigger. Another minor downside is his left stick responsiveness and skill move animation speed. Yes, in this example, things look snappy enough, but Vardy still isn't the most agile player, hence the need for finisher. He does have technical, but his R1 dribbling isn't particularly sharp. On the bright side, his L1 feels responsive, and that's what we recommend using. It's also crucial for triggering speed boost. As a plus, quick step still allows for fast acceleration into opponents and enables quick tackle recoveries, so that's a win. And by the way, his passing is decent too, thanks to 90 vision. So Vardy is fully capable of making tricky passes. At this point, let's move to conclusions. EA made this Jamie Vardy exactly how he played in real life. This is a truly authentic version of him. Just look. He's extremely explosive and delivers powerful strikes with both feet, not just low-driven. However, he clearly lacks rapid or even a bit of lengthy acceleration. Thankfully, speed boost makes up for that. The thing is, not everyone uses speed boost consistently. Meanwhile, players who do rely on it probably won't craft Vardy, because he lacks flair and doesn't have trickster. That's the paradox of what's meta. So can we recommend this card? Yes and no, but more like no. The price tag is close to 1 million coins, which is no small number, and the card doesn't check every meta box. But if you've got tons of fodder and are crafting Vardy more for nostalgia, then sure, go for it. Otherwise, it's better to look at cards like Gullet, as we did on our main account. Gullet's price has dropped significantly, and you'll even be able to give him Anticipate by the end of the season. Back to Vardy. We definitely wouldn't swap him for Henry or Drogba. If you've completed those guys, Vardy won't replace them. Sure, he's more nimble, but lacks pace over distance and physical presence. We also wouldn't trade in Eusebio or Eto'o, though honestly, we prefer Vardy over Eto'o, mainly because of those broken low-driven goals. And don't forget, Vardy offers the same chemistry boost as icons. That's partially why he costs what he does. Still, there are tons of cheap yet amazing options across all positions, including strikers, as we covered in a recent video. So definitely check that out if you missed it. As for Jamie Vardy, we're giving his card a 9.1 for in-game quality. And remember, detailed ratings will be available tomorrow on our Twitter. For the SBC cost, we're giving it a 7. As you know, in EAFC 25, the rewards for the Weekend League are awesome, which means that the game has become much harder to play. Our boosters will help you to get the best rewards. Write in, because the number of spots is limited. And don't forget that we also sell coins at a cheap price. All links in the description. Next up is Newcastle's Bruno Guimaraes, available for a modest 150,000 coins. He has the medium lean body type, stands at 182 centimeters, and comes with a 4-star skill and 5-star weak foot combo. For chemistry style, we recommend Shadow or Anchor, with Anchor actually being the better option. In terms of playstyles, he's got a solid passing package, intercept, and a couple of decent gold traits. His roles include deep lying playmaker and playmaker plus, which is definitely worth highlighting. Let's start with the positives. First, the card feels very smooth on the left stick, with sharp movements that remain responsive even in poor gameplay conditions. Second, he delivers genuinely good passes with both feet. His through balls are particularly impressive. They feel more like gold level passes rather than silver tier ones. That's why we see Bruno either as a central playmaker or a deep lying playmaker with a focus on build up. But it's not just about the passing. The real value is in his shooting. As you may have noticed, Bruno has the Trivela trait, which means he should ideally play on the right side of central midfield to line up those outside foot shots. Also, he accelerates fairly well, and as you might know, Trivelas travel faster after acceleration, meaning the keeper usually won't stand a chance, even if they move early. On top of that, it almost feels like he has the technical trait, thanks to how agile he is on R1 dribbling. That makes it easier to break into the box for a shot. And yes, his lean body type gives him excellent agility on the left stick. However, that same body type makes him easier to muscle off the ball, especially against physical fullbacks like Mendy or especially Theo. Still, when he's on the ball, Press Proven often bails him out, which is always valuable for smaller players. Now let's talk about his defending, because it's a mixed bag. On the one hand, he reads the game well and can immediately kickstart attacks with a strong pass after intercepting the ball. On the other hand, he clearly lacks anticipate when it comes to tackles, or maybe just higher aggression, which is a bit odd, given his aggression stat and the bruiser trait. Yes, bruiser helps in some situations, but he's still not a big presence, so opponents can often overpower him in return. Here's an example. Bruno runs past the ball without engaging. If he had anticipate, the card would have auto-engaged for a tackle in this scenario. He's also a bit inconsistent with interceptions. Sometimes he reaches out, but other times he just ignores the play. In short, as a pure CDM, Bruno didn't impress us. He's better off paired with a bulkier partner, focusing on attacking transitions and passing. Then again, maybe we're expecting too much from a $150,000 card. Truthfully, all these drawbacks are forgivable given the price. Plus, we know many players have liked his cards this year, so you can absolutely craft him and try him out, especially if you're already a fan of his. That said, if you're specifically looking for a playmaker, we'd actually recommend trying the other Bruno from Manchester United. We're confident he'll be even better in that role, and if it's a CDM you need, this guy from Liverpool would probably serve you better, mainly because he has anticipate. So yeah, Bruno Guimaraes is affordable, but there's not a huge need for his card. Still, if you've already completed him and tested him out, let us know what you think. Or tell us who you packed from the new TOTS and which players impressed you. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments and we'll try to reply quickly. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our interesting reviews. We're giving Bruno a 9.0 for in-game quality. And remember, detailed ratings will be available tomorrow on our Twitter. For SBC value, this card gets a 10. Thanks for watching till the end, and see you in the next video.